It was a sunny afternoon in September of 2007 that I got a call from my doctor. The Friday before, he performed a biopsy on my prostate gland. Going into the biopsy, he was 90% sure it would be benign. My doctor and I had been friends for a long time, but a call on Sunday afternoon was not the norm. He said the words I thought I would never hear: "You have cancer." I asked a couple of questions, and then he asked me and Nancy to come to his office the next day at 5 p.m. That next day we talked about options. The good news was that we caught it very early, and it was a very slow growing type of cancer. So we chose to do surgery. Later that week I headed to a conference in Nashville. Each morning of the conference there's this time of worship. That first morning, as I stood with about 2,000 other people singing, I prayed for God to give me His peace. It was probably not a miracle to anyone else, but I literally felt Jesus walk to me, hold me, and say, "Don't worry, it's going to be okay." It's so hard to describe the peace that flooded over me, but from that moment forward, I never worried about the surgery, cancer, or anything related to it. I felt like I had my life back and God was totally in control. So is there something today that scares you? Is there something that seems out of control and overwhelming? No matter what you are facing or going through, it is no surprise to God. God's not scared. He's not overwhelmed. When things seem out of control, be confident in His plans for you and trust Him. November came and so did surgery day. I still had peace. Nancy and I arrived at the hospital early that morning when it was still dark outside. So I went through the usual pre-op procedures, and soon I was wheeled in the surgery room. An hour or so later, I woke up to good news. The cancer truly was contained and surgery was successful. My thoughts went back to that worship time in Nashville and the peace of God that He gave me. I did not know then whether the surgery would be successful or not. But that wasn't the point. The point was that God was with me and would be with me no matter what. He had a plan, and it would be good because He was always good. My peace was not in the circumstances, but in the One who gave me the peace. That was where I needed to be. So let me challenge you. What are you worrying about today? What do you need to put in God's hands? What would peace from God mean to you? Why not go to Him now, right now, in prayer?